Good evening. It's about 6:30 p.m. And I was reading in Romans. Maybe this will work out, maybe it won't. But I was reading in Romans, and something kind of struck my mind. May have been the Holy Spirit talking to me. It may not. You don't really have like a light bulb that goes off saying this is the Holy Spirit. However, I don't want to take away the credit if it is. So something just kind of hit me. I wanted to start in Romans, and I also wanted to share what hit me, because I know that I'm not the only one that carries the addiction of a lot of things, but the addiction mainly of distraction. And this kind of hit me I was not thinking about distraction anyway, but this hit me in a verse that really doesn't talk about it much. If you can hear my dog drinking, I'm sorry. So if you go to Romans chapter 1, verse 8, the actual verse where it hit me was 9. But it says, "First, I thank my God through Jesus Christ for you all, that your faith is spoken of throughout the whole world. For God is my witness, whom I serve with my spirit in the gospel of his Son, that without ceasing I make mention of you always in my prayers, making request, if by some means now at last I may find a way in the will of God to come to you." Now I read 8, 9, and 10 to give you the context in which Paul is talking. But the verse of which I am speaking about is verse 9, where he says, "For God is my witness, whom I serve with my spirit in the gospel of his Son, that without ceasing I make mention of you always in my prayers." What hit me there is he's saying without ceasing. And I am always distracted. And so I don't pray very much. And there's sometimes where I'll go all day without praying. And it's just because of just massive distraction on my part. I'm on my phone, or, I have a wife and 4 kids. So that within itself can be a distraction. And then so I'm on my phone all the time. I'm addicted to that. And then I might watch a movie or a series at night with my wife, or I also work, obviously. So if I'm working, then I'm listening to a podcast. So it's not even opening up the fact or the possibility for me to pray or talk to God when I'm working, and I could have a sound mind and busy hands. And and so I'm listening to a podcast, and yes, it may be about God, and most of the time it is. But that is letting my ears be open to a teaching of God. But it is not allowing the mouth of my mind to be talking with God, and my ears to be open to God in conversation with him. So it's a really prevalent thing for me, is that I have this addiction to always be not bored. And so he's talking here about without ceasing I make mention of you. And it has really no correlation with the verse, and I want to make that very prevalent here and very upfront of that. I am not talking about what Paul is saying here. I'm just saying that we are in an age of massive distraction, and it made me think about where Jesus at the end, God at the end says, "Depart from me, I never knew you." And they say, "Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name? Did we not cast out demons in your name? Did we not?" And they just go on. And these are going to be many of us that are distracted. And we're going to distract ourselves straight to hell. And that really hit me. And every time that I am distracted, I am choosing to put that thing, whatever that is, in front of God. And so it's not as much as a distraction as it is a showing of my priorities. And like I said, this verse really is not talking about distractions or whatever it might be. Toby, no, stop it. It is not necessarily talking about having or not having distractions. He's just saying, I think about you all the time, brothers. I love you guys, and I talk to God about you, and so he's talking. It's about the love that he has for his brothers. But I just got hit with this, and so I wanted to share it. It's my first video here. Yeah, and I hope you enjoy. I hope it resonates with you. I've kind of gotten this new ritual thing that I got going. I love smoking cigars or pipes, and drinking coffee, and so it's kind of one of my things now that anytime I'm sitting on the pot doing number 2, or I am smoking, in a sense of tobacco, tobacco of the pipe or a cigar or whatever it may be, that I am spending time with the Lord. And so I'm putting 2 things together that I love very much, not meaning pooping. I'm not saying I love pooping and I love God, so I put them together, on the pot is what I'm saying. But I love smoking tobacco. If you have a problem with that, I'm sorry. You don't have to talk about that in the comments if you're going to. I will keep smoking. But yeah, so anytime I'm smoking tobacco, rather it be a cigar or a pipe, I'm sitting down with the Lord as well, and having a conversation with him. So it's and I've really grown to love that. And so anyway, I hope this maybe helped you out. Maybe, I don't want to say opened your eyes. You already know you're distracted. But yeah, you guys have a good one, and God bless.